During the planning of our music video, we decided we were going to go with a more crazier and different style. Compared to a lot of stereotypical bands like Wheatus or JLS, we decided we weren't going to have strobe lighting and different effects to make it crazy. We decided we were going to stick to having a not such a big storyline. We decided to challenge conventions. Instead of having the band doing quite normal stuff, we decided we were going to have a lack of storyline, have our bear run around and do crazy things, so put something quite normal into a very weird and bizarre setting. One of the obvious things is our boy band isn't your normal good-looking boy band. It is a normal person in very weird circumstances. Because of this, we have decided not to use voyeurism of having a woman dancing all sexy like you see in 50 Cent videos, or having the main character taking his top off like you see in JLS videos. Instead, we've decided to have them doing things like playing around, running around, messing around in public, quite humorous, a lot like Wheatus bands where they do mess around and have fun. In Goodwin's analysis of music videos, he discusses the use of split screens, mirrors and 1980s style split screens. One of the biggest things we wanted to do was have a very cheeky feel to it, and like 1960s videos where you've got pop bands and 80s icons and stuff, you have these big split screens which we have decided to use. Another thing we decided to put into our video would be the use of lyrics and visuals, where we had a lot of shots of where we'd have the normal character doing something which was probably presented later in the lyrics. So for example, the idea of him sitting in a boat and the words saying "I'm in hell," suggesting that he isn't actually in hell. So a lot of irony, we had a lot of that. Then we had a lot of textual base, so text across the screen on top of the certain things. So when it said "Paranoia, paranoia, everybody's coming to get me," we had the paranoia chasing the bear, suggesting that the bear's gone crazy, which suggests that the whole band's gone crazy on the basis that they all are singing about a crazy song. For example, in the music video we have the bear swinging across the pole, a lot like Singing in the Rain, where Gene Kelly jumps on the pole and has a little dance around it. We also use the idea of Forrest Gump sitting on the bench and talking to strangers with his newspaper. We use a lot of props also to suggest this by using lightsabers, superhero costume, a lot of childhood memories going back into the video. As you can tell, the band have been running around and doing very childish things, so we like to link them through that as well. Another thing we have linked is it to its TV programme, the very successful Peep Show. The music video, Flagpole Sitter, is part of the theme tune to that, and again, Peep Show are very humorous, very jokey, childish kind of adult humour. We decided to add that in to have intertextual reference as well. As you can tell from the music video, it is very quirky, it is very indie boy band with a lot of humour. The main problem for us is when we had to do our ancillary task with the digipack and the poster, we didn't want it to link too much, so it took away from the basis of the main album. How we created this is that we used slight, subtle insights into it. Whether it was using, on the poster, we used silhouettes of the 4 band members. The reason we did this was because, as you can tell in the video, there is a lack of band unity. We link this probably back to the idea that he's pretty crazy, he's in his head, he doesn't really know where the band is, and plus the band have actually broken up. So with that, it's quite a subtle but nice way of showing that the band's there, but it's not really there. Also using the footprints up against the side of the text, this says to the audience that the bear's been travelling, he's all over the place. Another nice little way of subtly adding links back to the video but not taking the video back into all the posters. During the digipack we had to really think about how we were going to create their last album and how we were going to have this nice fun text to it. We did this again by using a minivan travelling. Again, the idea of travelling bear, travelling in different places. We decided to name the album Problems and Bigger Ones. Again, this linked back to the road in the background of the poster. It's a nice swervy background of a road which suggests that the band had a lot of trouble already and hence them breaking up. With the Problems and Bigger Ones suggests that they're going to have more problems ahead. Again, we added a nice little sign saying bend ahead. This links back to it and we thought it worked quite well. We were very lucky to have good audience response to it. We got really good feedback on all of our main ideas, whether it was from the camera angles, from the mise-en-scène and the costumes, from everything. We got really good feedback. The small things we did have to tweak, we went back and looked into editing. We're about to show you some clips now of some earlier footage we took and we had to decide that really it wasn't necessary to put it in. The main problem during this was that the audience replied, "It's fun, it's humour, it sticks to the convention, it's cheeky indie band, we love it, but the bear gets a little repetitive." With this, we decided to go away and do some more filming of the main lead singer and get some more real close-ups of his face singing to really hit the genre and the conventions of music videos. These clips here, you can see, we have got a lot of the bear doing very cheeky stuff, but over time it can get a little bit, oh right, what's going to happen next with this bear? A lot of feedback we got was from the main emphasis of the band. We didn't have a lot of the band in there, if any of the band in there. The reason we did this was because the band had broken up. We thought it'd be quite a nice link, subtle link on the basis that the band has broken up, but there isn't really the band there. We have been very lucky because we've been using a lot of new technology. Obviously we've been using cameras and tripods, but it's more about what we've been using for our pre-planning. We had the chance to use MySpace to find the band and email them. We've had a chance to use YouTube to find their old stuff, really have a nice chance to research the band and decide what we want to do with it. We've had a chance to go onto Blogger, where a lot of the time we put all of our research together and stacked it up into a big file and put it onto Blogger. This was very helpful for us because later, back into the process of actually filming, we managed to go back, link it back, decide how we can reference this, how we can really make it ironic and twist back again. The use of Photoshop is always very, very handy. We managed to use all of our posters and our digipack based on Photoshop. This enabled us to take pictures from one thing, from another, put it together, mix them, really decide how we were going to make these things link together. Another thing we managed to really work on was having QuickTime and iTunes. All of these simple things you probably take advantage for, they were actually very helpful in our final production and our editing process. And obviously Final Cut being the biggest thing of all, having it there for us to use was easy for us to take clips, mix them together, merge them. You could pretty much do anything you wanted to make our video a success.